Every year, over 1 million Filipinos leave the Philippines in search of work around the world. They join more than 10 million Filipinos overseas who are spread out predominantly, but not limited to, North America, the Gulf states in West Asia, neighboring countries in Southeast Asia, Japan, the United Kingdom and Europe, and Australia. Further, at any one time, Filipino seafarers on board international vessels number more than 350,000. Filipinos travel great distances away from loved ones in the pursuit of a better and more secure life for themselves and their families. You will find Filipinos doing all kinds of work. For many, especially those employed in vulnerable sectors, the harsh realities of working abroad fail to meet their expectations. Overseas Filipino workers who are employed in the low-skilled services sector face the danger of having their basic human and labor rights violated. They risk becoming victims of modern-day slavery and are exposed to multiple levels of abuse and exploitation by employers, recruitment agencies, and even government officials. Many are victims of illegal recruitment, abusive and exploitative working and living conditions, as well as unequal treatment and discrimination. However, many are unable and unprepared to abandon such circumstances. Either they hope that things will get better, or that they have obligations to fulfill and they cannot afford to lose their jobs or be deported. They are forced to tolerate exploitation, further subjecting themselves to physical, mental, or sexual abuse. In 2002, the Center for Migrant Advocacy Philippines, or CMA, was founded. The center aims to promote the protection of the rights and welfare of land-based or sea-based overseas Filipinos and their families. Our vision is of a society where justice, good governance, equal opportunity, and gender equality prevails. One where migrants enjoy equal rights and protection. At CMA, a major undertaking is policy advocacy. A lot of our work is about initiating, reviewing, and refining key policies to support overseas Filipino workers and members of their families. Beyond policy advocacy, CMA also engages with action research, information and capacity building, networking and partnerships, and providing direct assistance to distressed overseas Filipino workers. Direct assistance is facilitated by direct communications through our website, SMS, or our social media channels. CMA's team works with the Philippine government and other partners in the country and abroad. In one instance, a young Filipino worker was trafficked for sexual exploitation in a West African nightclub. She was told she would work in a restaurant during the day and in the club in the evening. However, becoming aware of the true nature of her employment, she refused. Her non-compliance resulted in her being locked up, the confiscation of her passport, and not being given adequate food. Fortunately, she was able to contact her family and CMA. Thus, a cooperative operation was set up with the local African organization and the Philippine government, together with CMA, to repatriate the woman and 2 other companions. Unfortunately, there are many Filipino migrants in the same situation, where they find themselves withheld against their will and find assistance not readily available. The problem is so large, it goes beyond the scope and reach of CMA. Thus, we work with policymakers, executive agencies, migrants and their families, national human rights institutions, trade unions and CSOs, the private sector, as well as intergovernmental bodies in our advocacy for migrants' rights and welfare. Our team at CMA are passionate for change. We stand firmly with the idea that all Filipino migrant workers should have equal access to basic human and labor rights, regardless of their legal status and current location around the world. All migrants should be respected and treated fairly, feeling safe and secure whilst undergoing employment overseas. Visit www.centerformigrantadvocacy.com for more information. If you're in need of assistance, please access our direct assistance page online or visit us on Facebook. Maraming salamat po!